Hello, welcome to Andy Tales. After watching the video, make sure there's no one else in the room. Don't forget to write your city and the time in the comments.
Shadow in the house on Pickering Wharf. Day 1, the house welcomes me. I turn the key in the lock of the old Victorian house on Pickering Wharf, Salem, Massachusetts, and the door creaks like it's alive, resisting me. The place is a faded beauty to stories. Peeling grey paint, a turret stabbing the sky like a lighthouse. I bought it for $230,000, a fraction of the $600,000 it should have cost. The realtor, Marge, a twitchy woman with eyes like she had slept in years, thrust the keys into my hand and muttered, "Don't dig too deep into this house, Mr. Harper." I laughed it off. Boston's chaos, honking cars, crowded subways had burned me out. I wanted silence, a place to code in peace. Pickering Wharf hums with tourists by day, snapping selfies by the harbor and poking through witch-themed gift shops. But the locals are another story. The old couple across the street, the guy with a snake tattoo on his neck, the woman who stares through me, they're silent, avoiding my waves like I'm a ghost. Small town weirdos, I mutter, hauling boxes into the living room. The house smells of damp wood, mold, and something acrid, like old medicine. The floorboards groan under my steps. The windows shudder in the harbor wind. I crank up some lo-fi beats to drown out the unease prickling my neck and collapse on the couch, exhausted. I wake at 2:43 a.m., my skin crawling with cold, like I've been locked in a freezer. My breath clouds the air, though the thermostat glows 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The TV's off, but I left it running a dumb action flick. The living room is swallowed in darkness, only slivers of moonlight sneaking through the curtains. I grab my phone, flick on the flashlight, and freeze. In the corner stands a girl, maybe 20, in a tattered white dress, drenched, like she crawled from the sea. Her dark hair curtains her face, but her eyes black voids, endless lock onto me. The air around her ripples, distorting the room. "Who the hell are you?" My voice shakes. She raises a bony hand, nails broken, skin gray, and points to the staircase. The mirror on the wall cracks with a sound like gunfire, shards scattering, each one reflecting her silhouette. I blink, and she's gone. But upstairs, a thud echoes, like something heavy being dragged. My heart pounds as I climb the stairs, the flashlight beam jerking. The second floor is empty, dusty bedrooms, bare closets. In the master bedroom, the air feels thick, like breathing molasses, scratched into the wall, in jagged, desperate letters. "She is here." I stumble downstairs, slam the front door, and wedge a chair under the handle. I try to sleep, but I wake again, my lips burning with cold, like someone pressed ice to them. I touch my mouth, my fingers are wet, smelling of salt and decay. A shadow darts in the corner, and a whisper, faint as a breeze, hisses, "Find." I sit up, my pulse racing, and check the door. It's ajar. Though I locked it, the bolt's fine, but my hands tremble as I shut it again. I don't sleep, staring at the ceiling until dawn, too scared to close my eyes. Day 2, whispers in the walls. Morning light doesn't help. The house feels wrong, like it's watching me. I unpack to keep busy, setting up my laptop, router, coffee maker. The cracked mirror in the living room blinks, and I swear I see a flicker of movement in it. I cover it with a sheet. Outside, the neighbors are no friendlier. The old man across the street lives, then hurries inside. I head to a cafe on the wharf, hoping to clear my head. An old woman, her hands gnarled as tree roots, overhears me mention my address. "That house," she whispers. "It lifts. Get out while you can." I force a laugh, but her words stick like burrs. I hit the Salem Public Library, digging for anything on the house. The records are sparse, but I find a name, Eliza Winthrop, vanished in 1872. Her family owned my house. Rumors swirled about her father, Nathaniel, dabbling in dark practices after losing his younger daughter. I shake it off, but buy a battery-powered lantern, extra batteries, and duct tape to seal the cracks in my sanity. Back home, I set up my phone to record the living room. Just stress, I tell myself, but my gut churns. At 3:19 a.m., the cold hits again, sharp as a knife. The late day, my phone's battery is drained, though it was at 100%. A whisper cuts through the dark. "Find the basement." I grab the lantern, its beam slicing the gloom. In the kitchen, she's to Eliza. Her dress sways like it's underwater, her eyes are wound in black sludge. The cabinets rattle, dishes crashing, the knives fly out, embedding in the wall an inch from my skull. I scream, the lantern clattering to the floor. Its light catches a photographer Eliza, alive, smiling in a 19th century gown, On the back, in faded ink, rest in peace. 1872. The bedroom doors slam, one by one, shaking the house. The mirrors frost over, words forming in the ice. Let her go. A child's laugh, high and guttural, bounces off the walls. In the master bedroom, the bed has shifted, revealing claw marks gouged into the floor. Like something clawed its way out, my lips burn again. Another cold kiss, and my cheek stings. I touch a handprint, raw, like frostbite. Eliza stands in the doorway, her face twisted, mouth stretched in a silent scream. The walls are ouncy black sludge, the stench of decay choking me. The floor quakes, and I collapse, the whispers swallowing me. Jake, you're mine. I wake at dawn, sprawled on the floor, my body bruised. The mirrors are cracked, the knife's still in the wall, the photo's in my pocket, though I don't remember grabbing it. I stuff it in a drawer, my hands shaking. There's no basement door. Marge never mentioned one, and I've checked every inch, but something wants me to find it, and I'm too scared to ignore it. Third night, the priest's failure. I'm a mess by morning, my eyes bloodshot, my nose frayed. I call St. Peter's Church, my voice cracking as I beg for help. Father Thomas, an old priest with trembling hands, arrives with a cross, holy water, and a worn Bible. He walks through the house, muttering prayers, but stops at the staircase, his face gray. There's evil here, he rasps, as he chants, Our Father. The living room mirror explodes, shards slicing his arm. He collapses, clutching his chest. I can't, it's too strong. He stumbles out, leaving his cross on the floor, the holy water spilled. I head back to the library, desperate for answers. Eliza Winter vanished in 1872, her family tied to this house. Nathaniel, her father, was whispered to have conducted rituals after his younger daughter's death. The details are thin, but the house's history feels like a news tightening. I buy salt, a cheap crucifix, a hunting knife, anything to feel less helpless. That night, I sprinkle salt around the doors, hand the crucifix, and keep the knife under my pillow. But at 2:58 a.m., the lights flicker and die, and the cold clamps my chest like a vice. Eliza's in my bedroom, inches from my face. Her fingers dig into my throat, burning like liquid nitrogen. Basement, she screams, her voice a chorus of 1,000 tortured souls. The house erupts, windows crack, furniture flies. The walls bleed black ouncy that reeks of death. I sprint to the closet, my lantern barely cutting the dark. Behind peeling wallpaper, I find a boarded-up door, etched with an inverted star that pulses like a heart. Eliza's behind me, her whisper deafening, open it or die. I rip off the boards with an axe, my arms screaming, and kick the lock. The door swings open, unleashing a gust of air that smells of graves. Fourth night, the basement's hunger. At 4:12 a.m., I descend the creaking stairs, my lantern flickering. The basement is damp, the walls scratched with frantic claw marks, stained with blood. The air chokes me, thick with rotten iron. In the center, a stone altar looms, ringed by black candles that ignite on their own, casting shadows that ride like living things. On the altar, a child's skull, a rusted dagger, a leather-bound diary. Nearby, a pile of bones, tied with rope, and a shred of Eliza's dress, soaked in something black and oily. I open the diary, my hands trembling. Nathaniel Winthrop, 1872. His younger daughter, Anna, died of fever. Mad with grief, he turned to the shadows to bring her back. The ritual demanded a sacrifice. Eliza. He slit her throat on this altar, but instead of Anna, he woke something else, something ancient. Eliza's soul was trapped, and the entity he summoned stayed, feeding on fear. The final entry, scrawled in panic, it won't leave, it hungers. Eliza appears, her body translucent, her eyes blazing like coals. She points to the skull. I know I have to destroy the altar, free her, but the shadows on the walls come alive, forming clawed figures. That is, you're ours. The floor quakes. The bones on the altar twitch, assembling into a child's skeleton that lurches toward me, its jaw clacking. I swing the axe, slashing the altar. The candles snuff out, the shadows scream, and Eliza wails, dissolving into mist with a faint, thank you. But the house fights back. Black ouncy seeps from the walls, wrapping around my legs like tentacles. I claw free, sprint upstairs, the basement door slamming shut. In the living room, I collapse, gasping. The lights flicker on, but a shadow lingers on the ceiling. Eliza's silhouette, now smiling, her eyes glinting with something cruel, something not her. Fifth night, the kiss that lingers. I call the Salem police at dawn, showing them the bones. They're human, likely 19th century, and they promise to investigate. But I know cops can't fix this. I call Father Thomas, begging him to try again. I saw her eyes. He whispers, voice breaking, "That's no work of God." He hands up. I'm alone. The house's presence pressing on me like a weight. Every night, I feel that cold kiss on my lips, the salt and rot taste lingering. Mirrors showed Eliza's face instead of mine. Her whisper constant, "You can't leave." Objects fly, walls bleed, and the ceiling shadow grows, sometimes morphing into a child's shape, its laughter slicing my nerves. I scour the internet, desperate, and find Eclipse, a Boston-based group of paranormal fighters who specialize in banishing entities. Their leader, Claire, a woman with a voice like steel, says they'll come in a week. A week feels like eternity. That night, I try to sleep in the guest room, every light blazing, but the cold kiss wakes me at 3:33 a.m. My lips burn, and when I touch them, my fingers come away smeared with black ichor. Eliza's above me, her face inches from mine, her breath a gust of decay. "Stay," she whispers, and the walls pulse, the child's laughter rising to a shriek. The crucifix on my neck burns, then snaps, falling to ash. I stumble to the bathroom, splashing water on my face, but the mirror shows her, not me. Her hands reach through the glass, clawing at my chest, leaving frostbitten welts. I run, locking myself in the living room, but the shadow on the ceiling stretches, its edges sharpening into claws. The house is alive, and it wants me. Sixth night, the neighbor's secret. I can't stay in the house. I drive to a diner, my hands shaking as I sip coffee. A man slides into my booth, the guy with the neck tattoo from across the street. His name's Ray, and his eyes are bloodshot. "You found it, didn't you?" he says, voice low. "The basement." I stare, my throat dry. He leans closer. "We all know that house. It's cursed. Been that way since the Winthrops. They tried to burn it once, but it wouldn't burn." "Why didn't you warn me?" I snap. He laughs, bitter. "You wouldn't have listened. Nobody does. Just leave, man, before it takes you." He slides out, leaving me with a chill worse than Eliza's touch. I dig deeper online, finding scraps about the house of fire in 1873 that didn't touch it. Unexplained deaths, families fleeing. The neighbors aren't just scared, they're complicit, guarding a secret they won't share. That night, I try to stay awake, but the cold kiss comes at 2:17 a.m. Eliza's lips press harder, her tongue like a slug, leaving a trail of rot in my mouth. I gag, spitting black ounce into the sink. She's in the living room, her body flickering like a bad signal. "Find her," she hisses, pointing to the floor. The boards splinter, revealing a trapdoor I never saw, etched with the same inverted star. I pry it open, but it's not the basement, it's a crawl space, filled with child-sized bones, down scenes of them, wrapped in rotting cloth. Eliza screams, the sound shattering the windows, and the crawl space seals itself, the boards knitting back together. Seventh night, the entity awakens. I'm breaking. I call Claire, begging her to come sooner. She's calm, clinical. "Your house is a nexus," she says, "a tearing reality, opened by Nathaniel's ritual. Eliza's just a pawn. Something else is there, and it's waking up." She promises to arrive tomorrow, but tomorrow feels impossible. I try to leave, packing a bag, but the front door won't open. The windows won't break. The house is a cage. At 3:01 a.m., the cold kiss wakes me, but it's not just my lips, my whole body burns with it, like I'm drowning in ice. Eliza's on top of me, her weight crushing, her face a mask of agony and hunger. "You're mine," she whispers, her voice not hers, deeper, layered with others. The walls pulse, the ceiling shadow rides, forming a child's shape with too many limbs, its eyes glowing red. The air screams, 1,000 voices chanting in a language I don't know. Objects, levitators, lamps, my knife spinning in a vortex. The crawlspace trapdoor bursts open, and hands, skeletal and grey, reach out, clawing the air. I swing the axe, hacking out the hands, but they dissolve into smoke, reforming behind me. Eliza's scream shakes the house, and the shadow child lunges, its claws grazing my arm, leaving frostbitten gashes. I run to the closet, to the basement door, knowing it's my only chance. I descend, the altar glowing now, the candles blazing green. The bones are moving, assembling into not one skeleton but three, their skulls grinning. The diary's pages flip on their own, blood seeping from the paper. Spelling, IT rises. I smash the altar again, screaming, the axe splintering stone. The skeletons collapse, the candles die, and Eliza's form figures, her eyes softening for a moment. "Thank you," she whispers, fading, but the shadow child doesn't. It grows, filling the basement, its laughter a blade in my skull. I claw my way upstairs, the house shaking, The walls cracking. The front door finally opens, and I stumble into the street, collapsing as dawn breaks. Aftermath. The nexus spreads. The police come, take the bones, call them historical remains. I don't tell them about Eliza, the shadow child, the house. They wouldn't believe me. I try Father Thomas one last time, but he's in the hospital, muttering about black eyes in his sleep. I sell the house for nothing, fleeing to a motel on the edge of Salem, but the cold kisses follow. Every night, my lips burn. My reflection shows her face, her whisper taunting, "You're mine." The motel mirrors fog, the lights flicker, and the child's laughter echoes in the walls. Claire and her Eclipse team arrive, armed with EMF meters, soul cannons, and a grim determination. Claire's seen nexuses before, but not like this. Nathaniel didn't just trap Eliza, she says, her face hard. He opened a door to something older, hungrier. It's not in the house anymore, it's in you. They plan to return to Pickering Wharf to seal the nexus, but Claire warns, it's spreading. Salem's just the start. I sit in my motel room, the crucifix around my neck cold as ice. My reflection's eyes darken, my lips tingle with her kiss. I open the door to meet Claire, but beyond it, there's only darkness, and from it comes the child's laugh, sharp and endless, joined by a chorus of whispers. Welcome home. The house is gone, but the nexus lives, and I'm its key.